Hungry. Hey, you nailed it first time.
Subscribe to Jowsy and Steve.
Alright everybody, welcome back to another match preview. This one is for Sunderland versus Rotherham at the Stadium of Light on a Saturday. Stephen, there's been quite a few things to talk about, hot topics. As you know, we've lost 3 games in a row, if you want to call the Crew game a defeat. Technically it was on penalties, but nonetheless, we've lost the first 3.
Hey, look, I don't want to be getting accused of the usual being a friggin' happy clapper and all that. Am I happy we haven't won a game yet? No. Am I happy we haven't got a striker in yet? No. Am I happy overall with the club? Yes, compared to where we were and where we've been, where we've been for the last however many years and where we are now. Listen, if you look at the games we've played, yeah, the results haven't went our way, but we have been the better team. Well, obviously, not having that striker up is what's stopping us, because we're struggling to put the ball in the back of the net. I still do believe things are going to come good. Obviously, the striker situation needs sorting sooner rather than later. But I'm still not down in the dumps. I'm still not frigging kicking off or demanding people to be sacked and all that just because we haven't won. Burnley was 17th after 9 games last season, and they pissed away with the league last year. Middlesbrough were in the relegation zone last season, and then they finished in the playoffs. Coventry were the same in the playoffs. Listen, there's 44 games left to go in the league. We've lost both the games 2-1. We should have done better. Right. But performance-wise, we were playing well. We were just missing that thing in the final third, which the club are aware of.
Right, that's the thing. On the end of my vlog, I was just fuming. I did say Preston deserved the victory. They didn't. They didn't at all. We dominated long periods of the game. Like I say, that focal point up front is exactly what we're missing. And once it comes in, we'll be sorted. I think there's a lot of people on social media. Like Stephen's just said, everything he just says, I totally agree with. The trajectory. Aye, that word. If you look at it, when KLD take over, it's like that. But on an upward spiral, if you want to call it that as well. He's just said we've been playing some good football, which we have. Roberts against Preston at times, man, he was taking a full team on buy-sell, getting to the byline, pulling it back, and there was just nobody there. But all in all, we need the striker in now rather than later. And the only thing is with Speakman for me is when he said the one promotion this season. Now, if you want promotion, you didn't piss away August, basically. You get your striker in as soon as you can. Look what Middlesbrough's just done. They've got rid of Akpong for 12 million. Well, rising to 12. But they already had someone lined up, and that's what we need to do. What are we laughing for? Did I say something wrong? Akpong. Akpong, whatever the fuck you want to call him.
So everyone's used to your pronunciation.
No, I can't do it. But like I say, they lined someone up straight away, and they're ready to crack on again.
The transfer window is still open for another couple of weeks.
Right.
And a lot of deals will get done in the last week. It would be absolutely brilliant if you could get all your transfers in and done for the start of the season. But football doesn't work like that.
Doesn't, man.
Teams don't want to let go of the players because obviously they want to keep them for themselves, or especially even the young uns that they've got. Like loan deals happen on transfer deadline day, the last few days of the transfer window. That's when we got Ahmad. That's when we got Michu. Because people, they're saying, like, can we use this player for ourselves or not? Right, we'll loan him out till he gets more experience. Deals are still going to be done. We've brought in, was it 7 players? We've brought in 7 players. We've brought in 2 strikers. Yes, they're both very young, and obviously it takes a while to adapt to the English style of football a lot of the times. And obviously that Meander got injured after 24 hours.
Exactly.
We've still got Ross Stewart, but obviously he's not back until the end of September. We will bring another striker in. We'll keep on going for that, or bids in for that. Rusyn, aye. I mean that one's baffling us because they're saying that probably the club won 3 million for him. We offered 2 with our first offer. They've said no, and then we've made 4 bids for them, and they've all been turned down. So if they won 3 and we're starting off in 2, are we going up in increments of a tenner?
I think we've bid at 2.5, like last time on in, and a sell-on clause.
So 20% sell-on clause.
So I didn't know. I just give it. That's the thing, still, Stephen, with me with the approach. We didn't know what KLD's budget, what he's given Speakman to work with. We didn't know how much he is, and to be honest, if they want promotion, they're gonna have to at least put his hand in his pocket, even just a little tiny bit. You cannot expect every player to bring in to be these young kids, hungry, talented kids who's going to hit the ground running and going to get us promotion. We were very lucky and were overachieved last season. You cannot dig it again next season. Or
yeah, but at the same time,
it's one of them.
We're trying to get the club at a very stable point. where for the last
True,
however many years,
true.
when we were in the Premier League, we did it then. We were just pissing money up the wall, buying shit that we thought was going to be mint, and that's what's put us on that downward trajectory. That's how you see it.
Trajectory.
As fast as what we did, and we went from Premier League to Championship to League One, and spent years in League One, and even in League One, we were flinging money about with bloody twit and twats, bloody Donald and Figure Methven, just splashing money at the wrong people and bringing in shit. I understand they are trying to bring in the right player for the club that will actually be able to do something, but it's not as easy as just going out and just splashing this kind of money. You need to make sure it's the right player, and it's a player that the club all want.
That's the thing. Mowbray says we can't afford to wait till the last day of the window, and I think that's why some fans are getting a little bit I wouldn't say so much pissed off. Well, actually, they are. They're getting pissed off because they're saying Mowbray saying this and that. But like you say, the window's still open and we've still got time. But for me, I think we should. This has been a long, ongoing issue with Sunderland, the striker position, and we needed to get this filled. Yes, we did bring in 2, but really, you still need that experience. It's got to be a blend between experience and youth. And the experience will bring the youth on, they'll develop even better. So for me, you've still got to have a couple of experienced players in there, and that's what I think the fans are getting pissed off as well, because they think that they cannot win the league with all these young players, and then we're pissing away August. I know we've got till the end of the window, Stephen, but we've lost the first 2 games, and it was clear and evident to see for everybody that it was a striker position where we were lacking, because we played some really good stuff in them 2 games. We probably didn't deserve to lose them, to be honest. And then with that
Whether
position,
you deserve to or not,
it's exactly by the by, Stephen. So you've got to get that position nailed down, and then that brings us on to what Mowbray said today in his interview, that we've got to find a way of winning. And then he was talking about different positions and formations, and I was thinking, is he going to change it? Is he going to bring in Danny Bart? Because I think it's an absolute travesty if we didn't. And then that brings you on to the mould again, Stephen. Do we have to get rid of players before we can bring any in?
The way the FIFA fair play works, it goes on like your money in versus your money out, and that's what it is. And we've been making a loss for however many years. Our loss is going down, like what we're making and all that. But it's, like I said, there's a lot of people who expect us just to go special 15 million. It doesn't work like that. No. But I mean, I'm not going to pretend I'm a ninja on the FIFA fair play, because I'm not. But it goes on your earnings and your outgoings and things like that. That's the way it works. But I understand what the board are trying to do. I don't agree with the fact that they have maybe left it this late. With the striker situation, the first priority this season should have been an experienced striker. All very well bringing in youngins, but the priority should have been bringing an experienced one in. Yes, we've got Stewart still on the books, but obviously he's still injured.
And for them out there, no, we are not happy clappers, and we know we didn't sit on the fence. We just see it. We see it how it is. We see it how we see it.
I'm a believer in the long game. Aye. After what we've experienced, even the last few years in the Premiership was shit. There was shit. You come in here getting spanked every frigging week, and it was horrible. And the Championship was a ridiculous season. And then we spent 4 years in League One, so I'm believing in the long game. Yes, would I want us to get promoted? Damn right I would. Of course I would. I'm a Sunderland fan. I'd love to see us get promoted. But if we've got to wait that little bit longer to get the club in the right place, and then when we do get up there, we can attack it and actually making a good showing of ourselves, then I'm willing to do that. Now I know everyone's got different opinions, different views, and that's fair enough. That is fair enough. I've always said it many times last year. Opinions are like arseholes. Everyone's got one. But don't. Sorry, mate.
No, go on.
But there's a lot of things that's been said, lots and all that. And if your opinion disagrees with mine or Charles's, that's fine. That's fine. We're not going to jump on you for that, but don't jump on us for ours. No. You know what I mean?
No. Listen, that's what I would like to ask people who watch us here. What's your actual expectations this season? I know ours was just to get in the top 6 again. We'll be happy.
Yeah, my aim was we should be aiming to reach the playoffs again.
I did see it. I think we'll get second. That's why I hate doing predictions before the window's shut, because then you can have a better understanding of what clubs have done, what players they've brought in, and same with our club. So it's a bit hard for me. I'll be happy with the top. The way it was started, and obviously still haven't brought certain players in where we need being in, I will be happy with top 6 again. Like Stephen says, these lads were a couple of years under the belt. That's the mould, remember. We're going to be in a much stronger position than we are now. Like you see, the trajectory is just constantly up.
Yeah, you nailed it first time.
Yes, I got it. So, Stephen, that brings us on to the Rotherham game on Saturday.
It does indeed.
This is just like the other 2 games. I think we will dominate the possession. We've just got to be careful in the transition and on the counter-attack, because Rotherham will punish us on that. They haven't had the best of starts.
No, they've drew one of the games and they've lost the other one.
Got battered 4-1 off Stoke, but they did have 10 men.
I've predicted Rotherham to go down. I think I've got them. I think I've got them finishing bottom of the table. I think. I can't see them doing anything this season.
No.
They're not strong enough. And like I said, I do believe they are going to struggle all season. We have been playing some good football, and I think they're going to come back and they're going to try and park the bus. I think that's what they're going to try and do.
We're kind of just, I think we can just bombard them like we have done, because we will get caught like we have in the previous games. Looking at the lineup and shit like that, what will Mowbray do? I didn't want him to go with Bradley Duck up front. I felt sorry for him against Preston.
That was
like 10 men. It was like 10 men.
I think what he's trying to do is that he's trying to. I know we've drifted back onto Sunderland here, but he's trying to keep the same style of players last season. We haven't got the same players as last season. Obviously, we've got a lot of them still. So the wide men are still the same and all that. But if he wasn't going to play, playing Duck up front, it just made no sense. I know he said he didn't want to play with a striker with next to their big centre halves and all that, but look, he's the manager. He gets paid the big bucks to make them decisions. I didn't agree with him on Saturday. I didn't. I mean, for me, I know we're going to mention it later on, but there needs to be changes made.
Quickly, just there, when you're saying that about Mowbray and Bradley Duck, I did get what he was saying when Hamminger did come on, because the two of them were just swamping him.
Yeah.
They wouldn't leave him alone. Where with Duck being small, they would just let him operate. Just. They didn't see him as an aerial threat.
Yeah, because but he was deep.
No, true. He had to come deep to pre-save it, didn't he?
Yeah. So, therefore, even if it's look, I didn't know. But we've got Rotherham. We've played them many times over the last few years. They've spanked us that one time. We've drew a lot of games. We've beat them. I mean, it was almost a year ago to the day, almost, when we played them at the Stadium of Light last year. Right, actually, it was the transfer deadline day, wasn't it, last year?
Aye, it was.
When the boy band got unveiled at half time. We won that game 3-0, didn't we?
Aye, Stewart. Who else was it? Stewart and Roberts got a double, I think. Or was it the way around? Aye, Stewart double, Roberts. Yeah. Aye.
Listen, we're going into this game. We've got now to lose. You know what I mean? We've played 2, lost 2. So we're going to be going into this game. I think he'll want the players to still play a similar way.
Aye.
Because we'll have, like I say...
we'll not change that.
And I do believe, I know I say this a lot, but I do believe we are going to be too much.
Would you start Danny Bart, truthfully?
Yes.
100%?
Yes.
Would you start Ballard over 09 now, or would you bring
Ballard? I'd have Bath and Ballard.
100%. That's
I'd have Bath and Ballard in the middle.
Totally agree with that. Right, would you start Hamminger then?
So I wouldn't be surprised if we see a change in formation. I wouldn't be surprised if we seen a back three.
Aye, I wouldn't mind that.
A back three with... But if we did do that, I'd like to see Cirkin, Bath and Ballard as the back three. And then you could have Huggins and Hume.
Aye.
Or if Gooch is back, you could even have Gooch as a wing back and things like that.
Well, apparently Gooch is close and he's meant to be hungry, ready to go and looking good in training.
Hungry.
Like you say, Stephen, we didn't know what's going on behind closed doors.
Nobody does.
Apparently there's combos.
There's loads of people on social media who the way they talk, you'd think they were sitting in all the meetings.
I wish
but
I was.
You're not. You know what I mean? Just like we're not, you know what I mean? So we can only presume or guess what's going on, you know what I mean?
Right.
Until it all comes out. But there's a lot of people getting on the back of the board and getting on the back of Speakman and all that. Should we have a striker? Yes.
100%.
Should we have maybe another experienced centre midfielder? Yes.
Maybe a right winger and all, to be honest.
You know what I mean? Well, we've
already got Roberts there who can play there.
We've got Barr and Bennett who can play out wide. But look, it's still... Listen, I'm sure all questions will be answered in due time.
So a quick summary, Stephen. We didn't know Speakman's budget, what KLD's give him for starters. Yes, we should have brought a striker in. We haven't. We just got to deal with that. We didn't know what's going on behind closed doors. We haven't had the best to start. Yes, that's just clear to say. We're all in the same boat. We want them to do well. We want them to get points on the board. There's plenty of time to bring a striker in. Plenty of time. For me, I wish we would have done it sooner rather than later, like we've been talking about, but you can go around in circles, whinging and complaining about different things.
Yeah, like you said, before we get on to our predictions, it's a case of, yes, a lot of people are getting on the people's backs and things like that, but I still remember where we've been and where we've come from. I don't want something too fast. Do I want us to be up there? Of course I do. I'm freaking Sunderland through and through. Am I willing to wait? Yes. Exactly. Do I believe this season will turn around and come good? Yes, I 100% do.
Right then, Stephen, after all this whinging, well, not whinging, after all of this perfect talk,
I don't whinge, I debate.
We have talked absolute sense. We'll bring on to the score predictions. Now it is your turn.
Sunderland 4-0.
Fucking hell, I got a shock now. 4-0.
Tell you, I'm going 4-0. We've lost the first 2 games. We're at home. They're going to be up for it. Rotherham aren't a good team. If any Rotherham fans are watching this, I apologise, but yous aren't anymore. But that team you had when you won League One would have done. Oh, sorry, when you got promoted. From League One would have done better in the Championship, but you've lost all them players, and I think you've struggled since.
Michael Smith left them, didn't he?
Michael Smith. I cannot see.
What a twat he was.
I just do believe we're going to come out. They're going to be up for it because they've been getting stick, and I think we're going to chance them. I think it's going to be 4-0.
Well, I've gone for a clean sheet as well, and I've gone for a Sunderland 2-0. Like you say, they drew the last game, but they did get smashed 4-1 off Stoke, 10 men an hour. They did win in the cup. Was it Morecambe? Not 100% sure. But like you say, no disrespect there. They're not a good team.
They're not.
They've been a yo-yo club for quite a while. They managed to stop that and stop in the league, finishing 19th.
But having said that, now we've said he's another good team. He's the first come here and beat us. But my prediction is 4-0. I think finally this season, or finally, it's only 3. It's going to take us 3 games to get into it, and I think the goals will come this Saturday.
Aye. Well, I'm going to put up there's people who got the correct score in the last game across the screen somewhere as well. If you want to get involved, just leave a comment below. Let us know what the score's going to be. See if you can get better than us, which is probably easy. And the score predictions, midweek games, like the midweek games. The week score predictions for the Championship, what we always do. We haven't got time to do it this year. This week, but we'll stick it on the community. See, I was just thinking community in my head and I was getting all my words muddled up. We'll put our scores tonight on the community so you can see how bad we do.
Yeah, because we haven't done great so far.
No, we've got like 1 or 2 right.
Well, you know. But that's about it really. Saturday we'll be at the game, 3 o'clock kick-off. They're doing that half-price drinks again, or half-price everything before, until half an hour before kick-off inside the ground. I've got a football match on Saturday morning, so if you see me, I'll probably be limping or hobbling or struggling to move.
Well, if you're doing that half-price thing, I will meet you this time.
Wait, I'll not be.
Will you not? No,
wait.
I
can't even afford half price at the minute.
Do you want us to bring a box of cans down the back?
No, mate.
And we'll sort it
later. We'll sort it later. But I have got a match, and then I'll be looking forward to Sunday. If you see us, give us a shout. We'll get you on the channel.
Right, that's about it then.
I look forward to it.
Hit the thumbs up.
Subscribe if you're new. Now we're the lads.
Subscribe to Josie and Steve. Get on it. Come on.